I used to be 320 pounds, and I have since lost 156 pounds naturally with no loose skin. And I did not count calories to get here, believe it or not. I definitely did during the process, so I've learned a lot about counting calories and what that looks like and what that means, but that is not how I lost all the weight without loose skin. I give you guys free weight loss advice, and to the 14.2% that are subscribed, you guys are doing something right here. So thank you for all your support. We really appreciate it. But seriously, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below.
I've helped thousands of women recover their health and lose weight. And there are some women who love to count calories. I remember back in the day, my mom was a Weight Watchers lecturer. She was over 300 pounds when she died and was, severely obese, morbidly obese my entire childhood. And I categorized certain people who love to count calories and then these other category of people who don't. And I belong to that second category.
I belong to the second category as well, but I will tell you guys that there was a point in my journey when I was losing weight and I was kind of not budging. And I was like, what do I need to do? And all the weight loss influencers tell you just count calories. But for people who maybe have had binge eating disorders or even purge disorders, they will get really in the weeds of it and it can be really like confronting and scary. And I would basically try to beat my calories every single day, going from like 1,500 to 800 to 400 to 200. And it got really toxic really fast. So I am aware of how many calories are in a lot of foods because of this knowledge I've gained. But the 10 tips we're going to give you today are the tips that helped us and help us lose weight without having to be so stringent on the calories. Because listen, the base model of this is that you're not going to eat 12 eggs because you will be full after 3. And you are not going to want to eat 7 salads with a bunch of lettuce because you can't eat more than one salad. So that's just like the base model of this video.
Yeah, yes, and it took us a while to get there before the craving stopped, before the taste buds got reset, before the gut microbiome renewed itself, so like we have to understand that not all calories are the same. Quality calories versus quantity calories are, this is a very different conversation. And for a lot of people who are listening who chosen to go on the weight loss medication, Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, your calories have to count more than ever because you're eating so few calories. And calorie restriction is the name of the game when it comes to aging, longevity, weight loss, and so many things. But like Penelope said, it's a slippery slope. And it can get you into a lot of trouble. And so although the education is great, it can be damaging. Going back to what Penelope said about the eggs and the salad, what she's talking about is satiation, because let's face it, we're going to get hungry 6 or more times a day. And how we meet that hunger is going to determine our energy level, our vitality, our immunity, and our weight. And so one of the things that Penelope and I have focused on our 200 plus pound weight loss journey is a lot of fiber.
Tons of fiber, but not in a boring way where we're eating raw carrots all day. Because I know you guys are thinking that's what they're talking about. No, it's not. Mom and I make like the most amazing, delicious vegetable dishes that you would not believe are healthy and so low calorie. You would be shocked at like all the amazing things you make. You make roasted carrots and roasted rutabaga and these amazing soups that are just so good. And like, you just couldn't believe they're good for you.
I know.
I remember when I was overweight, I would tell you like, if I knew if I knew eating healthy would taste this good, I would have never like gained weight.
Well, you never would have waited so long to lose it, you said.
Yeah.
But part of your autonomy from me, because we're a mother-daughter, was you like saying, no, I'm not going to eat healthy. And so I get that it was part of your development as a young woman. But fiber's been a really big, big, big way for us to stay satiated. And for us to reset the gut microbiome, which then resets the taste buds, which then eradicates anxiety and depression. And so there's this cascade of factors that happen. And we have other videos about fiber. If you want to learn more about fiber, definitely hit us up in the comments because we'd love to do some exclusive content on fiber specifically. Another way that we were able to curb our hunger and also to detox our bodies, because weight loss is just as much of a detox journey as it is about the weight loss itself, because so many toxins are held in your fat cells. So having adequate hydration has been a really key point. You would be shocked at how many things you think are happening that are actually just related to dehydration.
You would be shocked at how many times you're not actually hungry, you're thirsty.
Yeah, and most of the women who start our program, their first breakthrough is just drinking enough water.
It's true. Another one that you guys all have heard a lot about, but probably no one has really dived deep into what this actually means, is eating protein. There are a lot of conversations about protein. Which kind of protein, this kind of protein bar, this kind of protein powder. The best form of protein is in its whole source. I believe that. I think you believe that too.
Absolutely. Although you and I have different experiences and we follow different methodologies in terms of how we get our protein needs met. And it is a really important topic.
I would say for former binge eaters and people on a really awesome weight loss journey, when I say awesome, I mean that means any amount of weight you're trying to lose, but I feel that protein is, it helps to say, okay, if you eat this much protein, then you're going to be satisfied. And if you know the kinds of protein that are lean, you can have this much of it. And I think knowing that like helps you feel better. At least for me, it helps me feel better. So I know I can have like a pack of ground lean chicken every day and it's super low calorie and it's really filling. And that gives me like a sense of security that I'm not going to like go hungry. Same thing with
Mm.
the vegetables. So I think putting them together is great. But you have a little bit of a different opinion about this.
Yeah, yeah. I've done. I mean, I'm deep in the science, and but I will acknowledge that protein is important for building cells. Protein is important for satiation. Protein is important. Too much protein, I think, is dangerous. So that's just another topic for another time.
Oh, and walking. Something my mom does a lot. She walks like a lot. Like because of our dog, she takes like 5 walks a day plus her 2 hour workout. I remember she would make me walk everywhere, so she would stop driving me to like the grocery store in our neighborhood and like anywhere. Like I would be walking or biking everywhere. And I was like, oh, because then I started losing like 5 pounds, 8 pounds. I'm like, wow, I'm like losing a lot of weight. I was just like, wow, I wonder what that's because of walking and biking and just overall moving more. 10,000 steps is better. 12,000 is great. You know, whatever you can do, just up it every week by a little bit.
Step it up. That's the whole point. Because if you're not active, you're slowly killing yourself.
And you would make me open my curtains when I was depressed and anxious in my room.
Sunlight is key. Most people think that sunlight is like an afterthought, but actually, our human bodies were designed to receive it. And I heard this from a physicist the other day. So fascinating. When you get sunshine, like if you eat in the sunshine, if you get sunshine, especially before 10 a.m. or at sunset or at sunset, your body actually isn't as hungry because you're getting satisfied by electrons because food and calories represent electrons. I was blown away. I've never heard that before. I just learned that recently. So love to hear if you have any questions about that, hit me up in the comments. It'll force me to learn more about it because I just learned it.
And sleep is really important for weight loss. Mom, you told me we lose most of our weight in our sleep.
A lot of it. Yeah. So quality sleep is important. And I think you and I spend our days, we engineer our day so that we are sleeping well. That means hydration cut off at a certain point, food cut off at a certain point, adequate exercise so that you have the ability to sleep really deeply and your body can do the reparation work. And that's why the detox thing and weight loss is so connected.
And if you're a woman, you actually need 9 to 10 hours of sleep.
I can't do it. I keep trying.
Listen,
I like 8 hours. I'm like ready to go.
Last night, I finally got to sleep for 10 hours. It was because I was very exhausted, but I felt amazing when I woke up. I was like, wow, I feel like I actually slept for like the first time in like weeks.
Oh, that's nice.
So
That's
that
nice.
10 hours, there's something magic about that 10 hours. There's something to that. That's new science that's come up, by the way. It's only been like in the past 2 years they did that on women. Because before it was just on men.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what else is really important that goes with sleep?
What?
No phone. Like not no phone, but less phone. When I was on my journey, I deleted all like the social media apps and DoorDash and Uber Eats. That's very helpful, especially if you're a binge eater. But doing that made me get outside more, made me sleep more, made me more productive.
There is correlation that the more time you spend on your screen, blue light, not just sedentary, but blue light specifically is interrupting your cellular functioning, the mitochondria and the metabolic health, which is actually contributing to weight gain. So if you're a scroller and you spend more than a couple hours on your phone a day, you're going to want to think about other ways for you to like just put the phone down and just do something else. It will help you to lose weight.
So you are big on meditation, and there are actually studies that show that people who meditate and are less stressed, they lose more weight because they're less stressed because they meditate.
I think the more stressed we are, the more we hold on to weight. I don't know if there's science to prove that, but there's a lot of science to prove that meditation helps with the vagus nerve. It helps to regulate hormones. It helps to regulate the large intestine, the liver. Like it just helps the body to function, helps you to sleep more deeply, helps you to make better decisions. And so we have a meditation course that we offer as a bonus when you join our program. So I'm really, really believe in it. But I think that this lofty idea of meditation that like you're supposed to think about nothing on top of like a mountain, that's just not real. Meditation is something that can be integrated really easily into your your day. And it could also just be like what you do before meals to shift your nervous system from a sympathetic to parasympathetic so you can actually receive those nutrients. So I have a lot to talk about on this topic. If you want to hear about this topic, I'd love to produce more content on it. So definitely hit us up in the comments.
No more sugar. Now, when I was 320 pounds, I stopped eating sugar and I stopped eating flour. So that's 9 and 10. Those are two things that you cannot keep eating those or indulging in them. It's like a cocaine addict because, and I say this, really I mean this, because
Yeah.
they've correlated that rats in a lab who ate sugar were more addicted to sugar than cocaine. So this is actually just true science. And so I'm telling you guys this because I'm kind of like trying to help you suffer less on your journey. So just give it up now and start learning the recipes that you can eat. Because did you guys know you guys have so many options? There's so much you can eat that it doesn't have sugar and flour
Our
in it.
girls are like, what? These ingredients? I didn't think so. Penelope made a cheesecake recently that is like high protein, no sugar. We make these amazing chocolate puddings, like super high protein, very low fat, no sugar. Like it's ridiculous. We have got so many hacks. I was on MasterChef. Like we're really into food, and everything has to be delicious and abundant and fabulous because this is not a diet. If you really want to lose the weight, you got to get to the root of why the weight came on in the first place. And you got to enjoy and love yourself enough to be able to let it go. And so for us, sugar is non-negotiable. That doesn't mean we don't eat fruit because I mean, I do eat fruit. I eat a few pieces a week and it's delicious and I enjoy it. And yeah, but I mean, we don't even have sugar in the house. We just don't even, we won't even buy it. Like if something says it on there, I'm like, no. It's a no-go. Like there were these really healthy chips at the gas station yesterday, and I'm like, oh my gosh, wild rice chips. And I turned it over, and it's like sugars in there. There's like canola oil, and I was like, wow, putting that back. That's a non-negotiable. And growing up with my mom, not only in Weight Watchers but also in Overeaters Anonymous, their abstinence, just like in Alcoholics Anonymous. So Alcoholics Anonymous, there's no alcohol. That's your abstinence. Day one starts when there's no more alcohol. Overeaters Anonymous. No flour, no sugar.
There's a reason. And something else we should add on top of that is no processed foods because that is where the culprit lies.
Or
That's
a lot
where,
less.
Or a lot less, but ideally none because you need to learn the skills of how to make food from scratch.
Right, and that's a step by step. Like you loved processed foods. Like you were eating salads, but you had your Chick-fil-A sauce, which is a processed food, right? So at least you were replacing the large portion of your diet, but one step at a time. But you're right. We steer clear of processed foods. Although I do buy crackers sometimes. That's still considered a processed food. But I've got my eye making sure the fats are good.
We are more interested in making our own yogurts and our breads and everything like that out of whole ingredients without flour and sugar. So that's really exciting. If you guys are like, oh my gosh, I want to learn how to do all these things. It sounds so amazing and I need support. You're in the perfect place because Mom and I help women every single day. Live, just Mom and I. Literally helping you guys through whatever you need.
Yeah, we have a call in a few hours. Our girls are losing a lot of weight. People are like, what are you doing? And they're accusing them of being on the injection.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
And they were like, no, I'm not taking the medicine. And they wouldn't believe her.
Because she looks that good. So, I mean, what are you waiting for?
Vital, like beautiful, glowing. I mean, it's just so exciting. Brings me to tears literally every week.
So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to get access to Mom's amazing ultimate skincare guide, the link is in the description.
We help women to beat obesity with our Step It Up system in just 90 days. Click the link in the description to learn how to lose weight without drugs like Ozempic.